If you constantly find yourself having green days turning into red days, green trades turning into red trades, or red day after red day, make sure you stick around for this entire video because I'm going to be breaking down my risk management strategy. But real quick, as always, before we hop into this, make sure you guys are doing your daily check-in, comment down below letting me know you're rocking with me until the very end of this boot camp. While you're at it, also make sure to click that like button as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. And in case any of you are like, what boot camp is this dude talking about? If you didn't know, I am currently doing a 31-day boot camp here on this YouTube channel. I'm uploading every single day for 31 days. Lots of amazing free education on this, so make sure you guys are taking full advantage of all of it while it is up, because at the end of the boot camp, I am going to be taking these videos down. So as soon as you're done with this video, go get caught up and make sure you watch the rest of these videos. But let's hop into risk management. All right, so a common theme that I see a lot of people struggle with is they have green trades turning into red trades, green days turning into red days. So we're going to discuss that first. And then if you're someone who keeps having red day after red day, we'll then discuss that. Alrighty, so I want to break down my risk management strategy and how I go about my position sizing on a daily basis. So when it comes to trading, typically my first trade is going to be my largest position, unless it's not the highest probability setup, or maybe I only get a starter position, or whatever the case may be. But typically my first trade is going to be my largest, and I want you guys to kind of look at this like just a regular pyramid. Now, bear with me, my hand drawing is literally like a first grader, right? That might actually even be a compliment, more like a kindergartner. So this is going to be our pyramid right here, and this is going to be trade number one. This is typically where I am going to use the most amount of size, right? Now, I want my first trade to be the highest probability setup. And like I said, if it's not super high probability, but I still see the risk reward, I might just use a lighter size. So again, first trade is going to be the largest size right here. If I take a losing trade on my first trade, I'm not going to go into the second trade with the anticipation of making back everything from trade number one. If that happens, great. That's fantastic. But if I take a large losing trade for trade number one, I'm not going to take another trade unless it is super high probability. Now, what I want you guys to keep in mind is if I have two losing trades in a row, I am done if my max stop loss is hit. Now, I could end up getting out of the trade for a small paper cut. Say I'm looking at price and I'm like, oh, this really isn't going to move in my favor, and I just get out for a small loss. Okay, if I do that 2 times in a row, then I'll still keep looking at the market. But if I have 2 trades that hit my max stop loss in a row, I just call it a day and I will come back the following day. That is something that I really want you guys to write down in your notes, because I see people that have 2, 3, 4 losing trades in a row and they will continue to trade trying to make that money back. Guys, that is how you are going to blow your account. So if your max stop loss is hit for 2 trades in a row, close the screens, call it a day, and come back tomorrow. So now when it comes to trade number 2, I'm only going to be risking some of my profits from trade number 2. That way I am guaranteed green on a day. A majority of the time, this is what I'm going to do unless I see a really high probability trade. Then okay, I might risk all of my profits from trade number 1, but still at least end the day around break even. But typically it's going to be risking some profits out of trade number 1, maybe half my profits for the day, maybe a quarter of my profits for the day. If this trade right here, the second one, ends up being a loser, then if I see a third setup, I'm going to be very selective, but then from there, I'm only going to be risking a little bit of profits from trade number 1 as well. That way I can still guarantee that I end green on the day. Now, if trade number 2 were a green trade, and I do see a really good setup for trade number 3, typically I don't go over 2 trades a day. And if you are looking to learn more about my overall day trading and swing trading strategy, how I find bounces, rejects, support and resistance, price targets, Fibonacci, all the indicators I use, and so much more, make sure to check out my 450-page book on Amazon titled The New Age of Technical Analysis. If you are interested in learning more about my strategy, make sure to check out my book, The New Age of Technical Analysis, on Amazon. The link will be down in the description. But there are those cases where I will see a third setup, and if I were to take a third setup, I'm only going to be risking some of my profits from trade number 2 and trade number 1. I'm not going to go in using all of my profits from the first 2 trades, and if the trade were to go against me, then end red on the day. Again, I see a lot of people doing this. They'll have 2 nice trades and then they give everything back on trade number 3. That is just greed. Those people are trying to make $100,000 in a day. If you have 2 beautiful trades previously, risk a little bit of profits. That way, if your stop loss is hit, you are still guaranteed green on the day. Now, say trade number 3 is a winner. Okay, if I were to take a fourth trade, which is pretty rare that I will take 4 trades in a day, but it happens sometimes, okay, then I'm only risking a little bit of 3, a little bit of 2, a little bit of 1. So what I want you guys to notice is as I'm taking more and more trades, my position size is going down each trade that I take. So if this was a winner, okay, trade number 2, I'm going to be risking some of my profits from trade number 1. Again, it could be half your profits, 3/4 of your profits, but either way, you are still guaranteed green on the day unless the trade is really high probability. Then okay, maybe I'll risk all my profits and risk going break even, slightly red. But if trade number 2 is a winner, okay, if I take trade number 3, I'm risking some of my profits from 1 and 2. Say that's a loser, more than likely going to call it a day there. But if it's a winner, trade number 4, okay, then I'll risk some of my profits from here. Now, if 4 is a winner, it is very rare that I'm taking 5 trades a day. And honestly, you probably shouldn't even be taking 5 trades a day because at that point, you're just over trading. In reality, there's not typically 5 high probability setups every single day. So if anything, I would say you want to stick around this range right here, 1, 2, 3 trades per day. So if you're somebody who constantly is finding yourself going from green day to red day, try this out. Let me know how it works. Now, if you're also somebody who is in green trades, and we're just going to go ahead and close this, but if you're somebody who constantly finds yourself having a green trade ending red, try this out as well. So what I see a lot of people do, and the main thing is going to be greed. Again, people are aiming for these ridiculous price targets and they want to see more out of price. The main thing that is going to help you understand if you should be getting in or out of your positions is just going to be strictly price action. Now, before you ever enter a trade, as we discussed in the, I think it was the stop loss videos, you should always understand exactly where your stop is going to be. Where is your invalidation point? You can use the option chart. That way you understand, okay, I'm willing to risk this much. As you get into trades, this was a trade that we did end up taking earlier in the Discord. We were able to catch a nice pop to the upside. We took it on SPY using SPX. But if we head on over to SPY, you need to understand, okay, where am I going to be taking profits? Because could this thing have gone all the way back up to the opening print? Of course. But we want to be taking profits on the way up as well because we don't know if price is going to reverse and start coming back down. So we want to set areas that we can lock in some profits. That way we are taking risk off the table. And if price wanted to continue to go all the way back up into these highs, awesome. That's why we trim the position and move the stop loss up. So as price starts trading up into the 440 area, which was previous support turn resistance, that is where we got our first trim. And then the second trim was as price came up and hit VWAP. If you were just trading with hope and really just hoping that price came up here, you more than likely didn't take a trim. And I know a lot of people do this on a daily basis. They don't lock in profits. They don't move their stop loss up. Again, you could have taken profits at 440. You could have taken it at the 8 EMA. You could have taken it at VWAP. There was multiple opportunities to trim in profits, especially because SPX was coming down towards that 4,400. So there was multiple opportunities to trim on the way up. And again, move your stop loss up. If price is going to continue to push, great. That's why we have our runners. But if price starts pulling back and you haven't trimmed your position yet, that is how you are going to start having those green trades turn into red trades. If this sounds like something that you struggle with, what I want you to do is start taking partial trims as price starts moving in your favor. Obviously, you want a 1-to-1 risk to reward, but you can use previous support or resistance areas, moving averages, VWAP, etc. to identify trim areas. As those trim areas are hit, make sure you're taking off some of your position. That way you're locking in profits. And if price starts pulling against your position, you're more than likely still going to end the trade green, maybe even slightly green, maybe at break even, but at least you're not walking away with a large loss. Because if you weren't taking trims on the way up, as price pulled back and hit your stop loss, you're now ending the trade red when you should have been ending the trade green. So again, lock in profits as it moves in your favor and move your stop loss up. And then finally, if you're somebody who is just constantly ending your days red, I do want to discuss a little bit about how I go about my position sizing. Now, if you guys have not seen my stop loss video, I highly suggest you guys go watch both of them because as I'm looking to enter a position, I always have the option chart up of the option that I am watching. Now, I always want to get in for as close to my invalidation point as possible. That way, the risk to reward is significantly skewed in my favor. Now, as price is trading close to where my invalidation point would be, I look at the option chart and I'm like, okay, the option was trading at this price at this time. If price were to come up to my invalidation point, I would be willing to risk X amount of dollars. From there, I can determine how big of a position am I comfortable with. If I were to look at the chart and I'm risking $40 per contract, I would size smaller than if I were to trade something with a $15 loss per contract. I see a lot of people, they always position the same exact way in a trade, but it's always going to depend what is your max risk per contract? If your max risk is $70 per contract, you're going to be using a smaller position size than if your max risk was $20 per contract. So keep that in mind the next time you go about position sizing. And also, you just want to make sure that you're not over positioning yourself. Again, if you watch that stop loss video, you're going to have a very good understanding on what is your max risk per trade. If you buy, let's say, 20 contracts with a max stop loss of $20 per contract, your max risk is going to be around $400, right? If you're not comfortable with a $400 stop loss, you should not be using that position size. If you're only comfortable with losing, let's just say $200, then you should only be trading 10 contracts. If you're not comfortable with a $200 risk and you're only comfortable with 100, then you should only be trading 5 contracts. Again, it's always going to depend. How much is my loss per contract? How much am I comfortable with losing to figure out if I am correct in this trade? And then that is how you understand how many contracts you should buy. Again, no trade ever should blow your account. No trade should ever screw you. No trade should ever F you, right? You always want to take calculated risks in the market and never over position, because that is how you are going to blow your account. But that is going to wrap up risk management. Hopefully you guys did find a lot of value in this video. And again, if you are not caught up with all the current bootcamp videos, I think we're on day, what are we on? Day number 22. Definitely make sure you guys head on over to the YouTube channel and get all caught up over there. But as always, if you guys did find value in this video, make sure to smash that like button as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. We're getting super close to 60K subscribers, so I appreciate every single one of you. And make sure to do that daily check-in, comment down below letting me know you guys are still rocking with me. Everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.